There's an epidemic of men not approaching women. Let's talk about it.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit.
Oh my god.
Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
Not a single guy came up to me at the clubs and hit on me. And I found it a bit weird. I was like, kind of offended, not gonna lie.
Tell me why every day I go out looking adorable, tits bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my god, like please. I'll take a fucking construction worker catcall at this point. Please.
I looked like this today and no one fell in love with me while at work? That's disrespectful.
Listen to what they're actually saying here. For years, men have been demonized for flirting, for looking, for showing any interest at all. We've heard endless talk about toxic masculinity, workplace harassment, catcalling. And now that men actually listened, now that men actually backed off, women are shocked. They're not used to the silence, but this isn't a mystery. It's consequences. You told men to stop, and they stopped. Don't act surprised when you got exactly what you asked for.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you? Or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too.
And this is the harsh truth. Most women bring nothing new to the table. Social media inflated egos, filters made everyone look the same, and attitudes became entitled. Men aren't blind to it. They know approaching means risking rejection, ridicule, or worse, all for someone who thinks her looks alone should be enough. That doesn't cut it anymore. Men are demanding personality, femininity, and genuine value. If you don't have that, don't be surprised when men pass you by. The days of endless male validation are over.
Back in the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, right? And they were like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story. And I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationship.
This right here is the Me Too effect. Men aren't dumb. They see the stories, they know the risks. A simple kiss, a hand on the back, even asking for a date can be twisted into harassment, depending on how the woman feels about it later. And since society always defaults to believing the woman, the man carries all the risk. Rational men have done the math. Why gamble your reputation, your career, your entire future, just to roll the dice with someone who might turn on you tomorrow? The cost is too high, so men are choosing not to play.
This is where I feel frustrated. Sure. Is where I just think that it just doesn't make sense to me how women are not being asked out on dates. Like, there are so many beautiful women, like, come on, like, just shoot your shot. But a lot of the things that the guys were telling me, and these were guys from the ages of like 19 to 40, was like, no, we don't want to intimidate a woman. If we see them on the street, like, we'll cross the road so that they feel safe. I do that. No, we don't want to come across creepy. So I do see that obviously culture has really like removed this from the man, this kind of like the art of the chase. And then that, I think in effect is making more men passive.
A lot of this has to do with, of course, feminism, but the hashtag #MeToo movement. The level of awareness on sexual harassment, which is a good thing, the awareness needed to be there.
Yeah.
But there has been such a level of overcorrection, so much to the point that even a man just approaching you on the street is harassment. And the issue what a lot of men see is you can have two guys do the exact same approach. One's harassing her and one is received well. And the only difference is that she sees one as being attractive.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but that's not really fair.
It's not fair. But for a lot of good men, they're like, okay, well, the only way I'm going to know if you find me attractive is if I approach you. But if I get it wrong and you don't, that's a harassment case. So for a lot of men, it's like, it's not worth the risk.
This is the overcorrection nobody wants to talk about. Two men can say the exact same words. If she finds one attractive, it's romantic. If she doesn't, it's harassment. Same action, completely different judgment, based only on looks. That double standard turned approaching into Russian roulette for men. And rational men don't spin that cylinder. They step back. They stay quiet. Because why risk your job, your reputation, your freedom, just to roll the dice on someone else's mood? The modern dating market isn't just unfair, it's dangerous for men. And men are simply walking away.
Ask the girl out! Buy her dinner! Hold the door open for her! What's the worst that could happen? She says no. Half of all the men aged 18 to 30 haven't approached a woman in the last year.
Half of men between 18 and 30 haven't approached a single woman in the last year. That's not laziness. That's survival strategy. They've seen what happens when you take your shot and it's misinterpreted. They've seen the shaming videos online, the accusations, the careers destroyed. So they've adapted. Men aren't approaching because they've realized there's nothing to gain and everything to lose. And women who once thought they held all the cards are finally starting to realize the game only works if both players are willing to play.
Women want to be approached more and pursued more, at least for what I see in my personal experience, in my relationships with women and what I hear. And then I also conducted some informal survey data of 13,000 women in the US and the UK. 97% said they would rather meet their partner in person than online. And 95% said they wish they were approached more often by men in real life. 95% of anything is crazy. I'm not sure 95% of people would agree the sky is blue if you asked them. And women are saying in hordes, basically, like, hey, I want to meet a guy offline and like, I want guys to approach me.
95% of women said they wish men approached them more in real life. That's almost everyone. But here's the contradiction. Those same women spent years telling men to back off, to stop bothering them, to stop being creepy. You can't have it both ways. Men heard the message loud and clear, and they adjusted. Now, women are discovering that without male initiative, dating grinds to a halt. The irony is brutal. Men finally listened, and now women are begging for the very behavior they once condemned.
Men are very different. They, don't court you. Whatever happened to flowers and phone calls and good morning, babe, and good night, babe, and let's go get lunch or breakfast, or hey, do you want to go look at the sunset? I don't fucking know. But, that's gone now. Men don't do that. It's you gotta be the man, and that's so unattractive when you gotta pull out your masculine energy because the dude is too soft. It's wake up, dudes. Be a man. Build something. I don't know. I'll cook. You build. I mean, on a date, take the lead. I don't understand. It's situationships all day long. It just, it's so unattractive. I don't get it. Can somebody explain it?
Now, this is the double bind men are stuck in. On one hand, women told men to step back, stop being overbearing, stop being toxic. On the other hand, those same women are now complaining that men are too soft, too passive, too feminine. But here's the truth. Men responded to what women demanded. The juice is not worth the squeeze anymore. If you punish men for being masculine, don't be surprised when masculinity disappears. And when it's gone, all you're left with are cats, boxed wine, and endless situationships.
You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently, and that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on.
This is men reclaiming their dignity. For decades, women mocked guys who bought them drinks, strung them along, humiliated them behind their backs. Social media exposed it all. Men are finally saying, I'm not your clown, I'm not your ATM, I'm not here to audition for your approval. Instead, men are sitting back, enjoying themselves, and refusing to invest in people who don't value them. The era of free drinks and easy validation is over, and women are feeling the withdrawal.
We have told men for years that their masculinity is toxic. Some men, as they got interested in dating, that's literally all they know, is to stay away from women, is to not bother them, and definitely don't approach them. So there is nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. That shows confidence. And you know what? I don't even know if this stat is true. I didn't do much research into this. But I did see that 86% of women who make the first move end up married. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't even care if that's not even a true statistic. Hell, let's run with that. But guys, back me up in the comments. Say, yeah, you would love that. Or women say, yeah, I made the first move and I'm now engaged, married, whatever. I'm telling you, that's just the way it's got to be. You don't have to like it. I mean, I'm sure guys didn't like when they were being called, when their masculinity, when their whole being was called toxic. They didn't like that. So start making the first move. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like having to make the first move. You could still have a traditional relationship after that. This is just getting you in a damn relationship. And as far as, you know, not liking things, I do things every day that I don't like to do, but it makes me a better person, gets me to my goals. So these are just facts, okay? Women, make the first move.
No, there's a simple solution here, and women don't like to hear it. If you want men, approach men. You destroyed chivalry by calling it toxic, so now you rebuild it. For decades, women demanded men stop, and they did. If you want the game back on, it's your turn to serve. The truth is, when women make the first move, the success rate is high. Men are starving for genuine feminine interest. But waiting for the old rules to magically return isn't going to work. You can complain about fairness, or you can adapt. Those are the only two options.